Can I trust what my senses tell me? What's going on when they make mistakes? Is the world outside me even there? These are the problems of perception, and here we'll be looking at realism's different ways of dealing with them. Realism is a common sense view about reality. It says that there really is a world outside of us, which keeps on existing even when we go somewhere else and forget about it. A realist would say that the room you were last in, the beach you went to last summer, and the pen in your bag are still out there, independent of whether you were there to perceive them. In other words, there are external objects that exist mind independently. An anti-realist would say that no, there's no reason to believe that beach you went to isn't just a figment of your imagination. But that's another topic for another day. Although realists may agree that these mind-independent objects exist, there are different views on how we experience them. One school of thought says that when I perceive an object, I see it directly. There's nothing in the way between the object and my mind. When I'm looking at an apple in front of me, I perceive all of its properties, its size, colour and smoothness, unobstructedly and as they really are. This is known as direct realism. Again, this is a pretty common sense explanation, but it doesn't satisfy everyone. Take a ruler and put it in a glass of water, for example. The part of the ruler submerged in the water looks bent, but take it out again and it's dead straight. Or look down a train line at the tracks, and they will appear to meet in the distance, which can't be right. Surely there is no bent ruler or set of converging train tracks in reality, so what are we really perceiving? This is where indirect realism steps in to try and solve the problems of the things we perceive not corresponding with reality. The mind only perceives what our senses tell us, just like a blind tourist going through a museum with an incompetent tour guide, says the indirect realist. The tourist learns about the things in front of him through the tour guide's interpretation of them, not being able to see the paintings and artifacts in front of him, directly or for himself. The only thing this tourist experiences is the information fed to him by his guide. We're the blind tourists, says the indirect realist. The outside world is our museum, and the senses our tour guide. Back to my example with the apple. The indirect realist would say I never experienced the apple for myself, only the sense data I receive from my senses. It could be orange in reality, and I never know. In summary, realism is a popular view that objects in the outside world exist regardless of us being there to see them. Direct realists believe we perceive these things firsthand. Indirect realists, so we only perceive our senses' take on them.